Welcome back to another Emperor Champagne Club edition, everyone. I can't believe it's quite the end of the year, Kyla, can you?
I am a bit...
Like what?
A bit crazed by that.
But we got through it. We got through it almost.
We got through it, and we've still got a lot of great champagne to drink.
We've
got another awesome month this month. Kyri, what are we doing?
We're doing Brut Nature.
Great topic.
Great topic.
Tell us about Brut Nature, because we have a lot of people ringing and asking us about zero dosage, low dosage, Brut Nature wines. There's some great examples coming through, and we've got 2 cracking examples this month.
They're so good, and the reason why I've chosen this is because it really gets us to look back into 2 things: viticulture and winemaking. And we're sort of going back to basics. We're going to delve right into it as to how you can produce these wines, because it's not easy, despite what most people would think. So looking forward to bringing you these wines.
And I tell you what, this is really exciting this month, because you, Emperor Champagne Club members around Australia, are having an Australian first. It is an exclusive. You are the very first people in this country to have the new Billecart-Salmon Brut Nature. It is being delivered to you before anyone else in the country. That's what we do for our club members.
So special.
But to accompany this wine for our connoisseurs, we have an amazing example in the Benoît Lahaye Brut Nature. So a banging lineup of champagne this month. Kyri, give us the fundamentals of why we can achieve a Brut Nature. What are we looking for before we hold back any sugar addition?
Okay, so optimum ripeness in the vineyard is achieved through getting the best from your vines, okay? So it's all happening underneath the soil. That's where it starts.
Good viticulture.
Good viticulture, and that usually comes with organics, biodynamics, and just good practices in the vineyard, okay? Now, the more control you have over this, the better your fruit can be, because you can decide when to pick, okay? And that's another thing.
Ripeness.
You're looking at optimum ripeness. That's number 2, okay? So then you're moving from this amazing fruit that you've harvested into the winery. And so from when you're doing your fermentation and going through all those processes, you've got cellaring. Cellaring's number 3. We often see much prolonged period of time in the cellar.
Yes, you need good aging, good ripeness to make a great zero dosage.
That's it.
One of the great family estates of Champagne is, of course, Billecart-Salmon. Us Aussies, they call it Billecart-Salmon.
Billecart.
And Billecart, but Billecart-Salmon, 1818. We went to the 200th anniversary. What a magnificent party they threw.
That's incredible.
We are 8 and 9 generations working in the vineyard at the moment. There's a meticulous nature in the way that Billecart make their wines. They're consistently good across their range. There's a lot of focus, there's a lot of attention detail. You see that in the cleanliness of the vineyards and the winemaking facilities. Pristine. You know, they really do have a deft hand at making wine. And I get really excited when Billecart release a new wine, because it doesn't come without thought and it doesn't come without focus.
Exactly, and I think the house has done an incredible job of presenting something new, and we're gonna get right into what makes this wine so special. Okay, diving straight into this wine. Loving this, actually. It's a blend of leading with Meunier, as the house tend to do, being in the
40%.
In the Vallée de la Marne. And these are some of the best spots across Vallée de la Marne. Also, we've got 30% Chardonnay, 30% Pinot Noir from Côte de Blanc and Montagne de Reims.
Good fruit base.
The fruit base is fantastic. Actually, that is always the way with Billecart. They don't muck around with that. We've got nice long-term aging of 48 months. And there's something really special about the reserve wines are quite high, actually. It's about 55 to 60%.
So almost half your composition is coming from aged reserves.
That's right.
Which is interesting.
And I was going to say, one of the really special things about this wine is Billecart do amazing things with dosage, and they do things with reserve wines as well, and have like a library of them everywhere. In fact, they have a room downstairs, which I'll show you, that has all these different reserve wines, and they add the Nicolas Francois reserve wine into this as a sort of a dose but without any
Without
sugar.
any sugar. Yeah, amazing. That's cool. So when they're taking out the yeast, so you got a little bit of room in the bottle, they're injecting the reserve wine that is essentially destined for the Nicolas Francois, the prestige cuvee of the house, to top it up. So you're getting some more ripeness coming into the bottle at this point.
Absolutely. So
and it's all Grand Cru.
They're all Grand Cru. So they're looking for that richness and depth of flavour that dosage or sugar would normally do in this reserve wine.
So let's talk about what it looks like in the glass. So for me, you know, there's a difference of feeling on the palate. So when you've got dosage, you've got this really soft, silky sort of glycerol type of feel, whereas you've got a real fruit texture on the palate of the Billecart-Salmon. Orchard fruit, some minerality, but there are some patisserie notes. So you're getting a sense that you've got a longer aging, some a blend of different years, some quite rich reserve wines, giving it the maturity, the complexity, and the ripeness that the wine needs to carry without any sugar content. So it's standing up perfectly fine on its own.
Yeah, I agree. And there's this subtle bitterness that I really like. It comes and it sort of fades away, and then it starts to open up to the fruits of colour.
But great length.
Great length, yeah, absolutely.
Can I ask you before we finish talking about this wine, because we're excited to talk about the next one, what was the food pairing? Because it was a very interesting suggested pairing. Do you remember what it was?
It was a chef in New York.
Yeah.
It's actually on their website. Have a look. It's fantastic. It's a sea urchin with butter, salted butter, yuzu on toast. I think it was. I mean, really quite an incredible pairing.
Producer that we're featuring this month, it's coming out to all of you lucky connoisseurs, is Benoît Lahaye. Now, we have featured him some years back in the club, but we have never featured this wine.
Great.
His wines are so effing good.
They are. They really speak of place. He is in Bouzy. His sources, so most of his fruit is Pinot Noir, comes from Bouzy and Ambonay, and he has some really interesting parcels in Tourxier, which is a Premier Cru, I believe, and that's it, you know, blends in with those. But he's a farmer, you know.
Viticulture.
You know, 4 hectares or 5 hectares of land of, you know, what he has, and he's been slowly pushing the organics over years and years and years, and actually peeling back his dosage to have none in his wine.
He's got a good grasp of the vineyard. So took over from the parents in 93, had his first label with his own name on it in 96, already moved straight into organic viticulture, moving towards biodynamics, certified in 2010. He's all about grapevine leading to great wine, and there is a richness that you can see in his wines.
And a minerality,
a
real minerality that comes through, and I really want to talk about that, because Bouzy, which this is 90, most of this is Pinot Noir, but the Bouzy is really quite chalky and mineral, and you see it in the glass, and I love that.
Gorgeous wine.
So immediately getting into this wine, you can smell straight away how vinous it is, how winey it smells, which I love. It started getting into sort of down that blueberry fruit. You started getting things like phyllo pastry, baked phyllo pastry, and you could see so much was starting to evolve. Some plum along the way as well.
Elevated aromatic scents coming out of the glass. So quite a lifted aroma. And instantly when I put my nose in, and this is something that you'll learn over time, is that I could see the influence of oak barrel. So that's abundantly clear in the winemaking style. And I had this sort of almond note and nougat and this patisserie note, but I get this weird kind of Play-Doh aroma. And I don't know whether that's connection to my childhood, but I get this sort of plasticine type aroma, which I think is consistent, whatever reason, with barrel aging for me, that Lincoln aroma. Totally different winemaking style to the Billecart-Salmon. Benoît Lahaye, who is organic, biodynamic, experimenting with barrel.
A much smaller land. So he's only got about 4 hectares, as we mentioned. Whereas a Billecart sourcing across multiple vineyard sites. They're a negotiant. So that's how they work, whereas growers are sort of really focused in on their plots. So you can see the Bouzy sort of soils coming through, the Ambonay soils coming through, and it's really quite prominent. So in terms of food pairing, I mean, my mum was racing so many different flavors, but I was going for the char siu bao, I think it's called, which is the Cantonese bun, where there's barbecue pork in the middle.
Nice.
Or you can go for a vegetarian option, which I think is sort of like a black bean version of that, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of the red fruit, right? We're 90%
Yeah.
Pinot Noir, we're 10% Chardonnay, which is
And
different composition in the
And
grapes.
it's the texture being nice and sort of dry on the finish. You've got some sort of sweet and dry, so it works quite nice.
But beautiful wine. I was thinking more around a beef Wellington because you get this kind of developed patisserie notes.
Pastry, I see the pastry wrapped with the beef.
Yeah, you know, but it's a big bold wine. I think it would stand up really well to beef, but you've got that lovely patisserie or pastry wrapped around the beef Wellington. Awesome wine, slightly different winemaking styles, as we said, but both
Definitely.
excellent examples of Brut Nature.
So to sum up the wines for today, you can see these are bristling with freshness. Brut Nature is back. It's really showing what good winemaking can do, and we're really excited to be bringing these wines to you this month. So
exciting!
So exciting!
And you know, it is a first, of course. So Emperor Champagne Club members, this is an exclusive. It's the first time that you'll be receiving this wine in Australia.
Yeah.
You're the first people to have your hands on it before anyone else in the country,
That's right.
which is super exciting. Two great examples of zero dosage of Brut Nature. You know,
and really comparing what we talked about, the three things: the vineyard,
quality viticulture.
yeah, the fruit, viticulture, and also the aging. So they're both so different, but both yielding amazing examples.
Amazing. Both food wines. Enjoy these champagnes. We love bringing them to you. We can't wait to see you on the next episode. And hopefully, before the end of the year is out, we might be able to manage a club event. But until then, we'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.
Three, two, one.
Furball.
No, just
That happens when you're Greek. You get a furball.
It wasn't. It was just my luscious saliva throwing back down my throat. Start that again. Yes, you can, Kyla. You can talk about it.
We'll talk specifically about composition first, and then.
Jesus.
Fucking amateur.
Yeah,
Seriously.
amateur hour.
Seriously.
All right, ready.
Good health is so hard to find. All right, Billecart first. Are we talking a little bit about the Maison, obviously?
Billecart, mate.
All right.
We went to the 200th birthday anniversary in 2018, bud.
Okay.
Good. Benoît Lahaye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's any secret that Kyri and I have a great relationship with the Billecart house. 8th, 9th generation. Why is he laughing at me? I'm being serious.
Sorry.
I'm just a little kid. Yeah.